What's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat NV 2.0 base on our 2016 Toyota Highlander. If you're looking for a higher end bike rack, this is definitely going to cover a lot of the bases. It's going to be able to accept a lot of different bikes, and we are going to be able to pick a color. So we have matte black here, we also have metallic black or gunmetal gray, but also we can eventually add on to this. So it's a 2-bike configuration now, but we can turn it into a 3-bike or a 4-bike rack. We're gonna have a weight capacity of 60 pounds per bike, so if you have a lighter electric bike or a fat tire bike, we're gonna be able to use those with this rack. One thing about this is we are gonna have a tire width of 4.8 inches and a wheelbase of 48 inches. So make sure that you fall within those bounds. And the nice thing about it too, if you have a wheel diameter from 25 to 29 inches, it's gonna work. But if you have a kid's bike that is in between 20 and 25 inches, we have another adapter that will help that and get it all secured down. So like I said, it's gonna be able to accommodate for all your different bikes, and it has a lot of different adjustments as you see here, which is always awesome. This is definitely a rack that's going to be able to adapt to whatever you have. On the 2-bike configuration, we're going to have 2 different cable locks for our bikes, and if you do eventually add on with the 1 or the 2, you're going to have another set for each of the additional add-ons. It does have a tilting feature, which is great whenever you are maybe getting something out or maybe loading up some groceries. We have a big old lever too, which I really like, so it's super easy to get enough torque on that little lever. And then on our Highlander, we actually have plenty of room for it to open up completely with the bikes installed, which is always nice. If you're traveling and maybe you forgot something out of the back, you pull into this random gas station in a random city, you don't have to worry about taking your bikes off. They can stay on the bike rack and stay nice and locked into place, so they're not gonna run off on you. To lift it back up, you just gotta lift it back up into place, and it is going to snap into place by itself, which is always nice. So now let's go ahead and get the bike off the rack. I always start with the back just because it doesn't really hold the bike upright. Just kind of helps with that vertical movement. And once we get that done, put a hand on your bike so it doesn't fall into your vehicle. We have a little knob here. Push that in, fold it out, and remove the bike. With any hitch-mounted accessory, we're going to add a little bit of length to the back of our vehicle. From the bumper of our Highlander to the farthest most point, it's going to be about 31¼ of an inch, but we can cut that down a little bit just by holding this lever like that. Locks into place again, and that's going to bring our length from the bumper to the anti-rattle knob of about 16 inches, and the closest point we're only going to have about 4¾ of an inch. We have a straight 2-inch shank here, and our ground clearance is going to be about 13½ inches. So in this configuration, when it's folded up, I don't think you're going to have any issues getting into your driveway. If you have a really steep, aggressive driveway, we're not going to see any scratches. We are going to have a rise in the shank here, so even when this is folded down, we're still going to have plenty of clearance from the ground, so we don't have any scrapes. It does come with a lock for the rack as well, so your bikes are going to be locked to the rack, and the rack's going to be locked to your hitch receiver, and we are going to get keys with our kit. They are going to be key-to-like as well. What I really like about this is it's super easy to get that on and for this pin to slide out. This, usually when it comes to anti-rattle devices, are threaded. I don't like that. With this, we have completely secured the shank to the inside of our hitch receiver, so we're not going to hear any rattling or anything like that. But it's super easy. You don't even need a tool besides your key to get it unlocked to take this out of the hitch. Super simple. As you can see, that's just how it normally would be. But what we want to do, it takes about 2 seconds. Just put that pin in, put the locking core on, and then kind of wiggle it around while we tighten this up. And you can see all that shake and play get completely out. We have absolutely nothing. Super quick and easy. Now we're going to go ahead and take it on our test course. First we'll start with the slaloms. This is going to show the side-to-side action. It's kind of going to mimic the movements that you'll see whenever you're driving down the road normally. Now we'll have the alternating speed bumps. This is going to be more so like the uneven roads and some of that uneven terrain you might be traveling on. And now with the fold speed bumps, these are going to be pretty much like normal speed bumps. You get to see the up and down action of the bike rack and see how it holds up. To sum it all up, if you have a Highlander and you really just have a growing family, or you're just really getting into the sport, let's say you have a carbon fiber bike, a mountain bike, and a fat tire bike, we can go ahead and add whatever we need onto it to adapt to our growing family or to our growing interest in the sport. And it is going to have a bunch of different adapters if we want to get more bikes on there, a different type of bike on there. It really covers all the bases for me, and I think it will for you too. And that's going to do it for a look at the Kuat NV 2.0 base on our 2016 Toyota Highlander.